Welcome to Ace Your IELTS, Top 20 Mistakes and Fixes. Are you preparing for the IELTS exam but worried about making mistakes? Don't worry, you're not alone. But hey, that's why I'm here. Today, we're breaking down the top 20 common mistakes IELTS students make and showing you, step by step, how to fix them. Whether you're a beginner or just need a refresher, this video is for you. Let's dive in. Alright, first up, speaking part 1. One common mistake is giving super short answers. Think about it. Would you rather have a chatty Kathy or a mumbling Mike as your partner? Exactly. So instead of just saying yes, try something like, yes, I love playing basketball because it's fun and keeps me healthy. See? More interesting already. Remember, the examiner wants to hear you talk, so don't be shy about showing off your English skills. Next up, writing task 2, the essay portion. The biggest mistake you can make here is misinterpreting the question. So before you even think about writing, read the question carefully. Is it an agree-disagree situation, a problem-solution thing, or maybe a good old-fashioned discussion? Once you've cracked the code, plan your essay around that. Trust me, a little planning goes a long way. It's like having a GPS for your essay. You'll reach your destination much faster and smoother. Okay, time for the listening section. Those long recordings can feel like a marathon, and it's easy to zone out. But fear not. The key here is active listening. Think of it like a detective game. You gotta listen for those crucial clues like names, dates, and locations. And if you do happen to miss something, don't panic. Just move on and try to catch the next detail. Remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Alright, let's talk reading. The clock is ticking, the pressure is on, and you're racing through those passages. Sound familiar? The secret weapon here is time management. You've got 20 minutes per passage, so use them wisely. Start by skimming the text to get the gist, then dive into the questions and hunt for those answers. Practice makes perfect, people. The more you practice this strategy, the faster and more accurate you'll become. You'll be a reading machine in no time. Back to speaking. Now, nobody wants to hear the same words over and over again, right? That's why it's crucial to expand your vocabulary. Think of it like adding different spices to your dish. It makes it way more flavorful. Learn some synonyms and practice paraphrasing. This will not only impress the examiner, but also make your answers way more interesting. So ditch the boring words and bring on the spice. Time for another writing task, 1 tip. This time we're tackling graphs. The key here is to accurately describe those trends. Think of it like narrating a roller coaster ride. Is it going up, down, or staying flat? Use phrases like increased sharply, remained steady, or decreased slightly. This will make your descriptions crystal clear and show the examiner that you know your stuff. Alright, back to speaking part 3. Here you'll be diving into deeper conversations. The key to nailing this section is to justify your opinions. Don't just say you like something, tell them why, give reasons, examples, and maybe even a funny anecdote or two. The examiner wants to see that you can think critically and support your views. So, channel your inner lawyer and make a case for those opinions. The examiner wants to see that you can think critically and support your views. Let's talk about the flow of your writing. Nobody likes reading choppy sentences, right? That's where linking words come in. Think of them like bridges connecting your ideas smoothly. Practice using words like although, because, and as a result, this will make your writing flow like a dream and impress the examiner with your sophisticated style. Back to the listening section. Multiple choice questions got you down? Fear not. The key here is to focus on those keywords. Practice identifying these keywords quickly, and you'll be acing those multiple choice questions in no time. Alright, back to writing task 2. Remember, it's important to show the examiner that you're a well-rounded individual. So, when tackling an issue, don't just focus on one side. Address both sides of the argument, even if you don't agree with one of them. This demonstrates your ability to think critically and fairly, which will score you major points with the examiner. Time for another speaking tip. In part 2, you'll have 2 whole minutes to talk about a given topic. That might seem like a long time, but trust me, it flies by. The key here is to use that time wisely. Practice speaking for the full 2 minutes. And remember, details, examples, and maybe even a funny story or two can really help you fill that time. Back to writing task 1. When describing data, don't forget to compare and contrast. Use comparative language like higher than, lower than, and similar to. This will make your descriptions more detailed and show the examiner that you understand the relationships between different data points. Alright, back to the listening section. One crucial tip: always read the instructions carefully. If it says write no more than 3 words, you better believe they mean it. Following instructions is like following a recipe. If you miss a step, you might end up with a disaster on your hands. Time for another reading tip. Remember those long passages we talked about earlier? Skimming is your best friend. Once you have a general idea, you can then dive into the questions and hunt for those specific answers. Alright, back to speaking. Clear pronunciation is key to making sure the examiner understands you. Practice your pronunciation using online resources, language apps, or even by mimicking native speakers. The clearer your pronunciation, the smoother your conversation will flow. Back to writing task 2. Remember, examples are your best friend. They add depth and credibility to your arguments. Think of it like telling a story. You need those vivid details to make it captivating. When stating your opinions, always back them up with solid examples. This will make your essay more convincing and show the examiner that you've put some real thought into your arguments. Alright, back to the listening section. Once you've finished, if you have time, always go back and check your answers. Look for spelling mistakes, grammatical errors, and make sure your answers are clear and concise. Those few extra minutes of checking can make all the difference. Time for another reading tip. The IELTS reading section throws different question types your way, like true/false/not given, multiple choice, and matching headings. Familiarize yourself with each question type and practice different strategies for tackling them. The more you practice, the more confident you'll feel when facing those tricky questions. Alright, back to speaking. Intonation can make or break your speech. Practice rising and falling tones to emphasize important points and keep the listener engaged. The more you practice, the more natural and engaging your intonation will become. The more you practice, the more natural and engaging your intonation will become. Last but not least, always proofread your writing. Look for grammar mistakes, spelling errors, and make sure your sentences are clear, concise, and flow smoothly. A well-proofread essay shows the examiner that you take pride in your work and pay attention to detail. And there you have it, 20 common IELTS mistakes and how to fix them. Remember, practice makes perfect. So keep practicing, stay positive, and remember, you've got this. If you found this video helpful, give a thumbs up, share it with your friends who are also prepping for the IELTS, and don't forget to subscribe for more awesome tips. Good luck with your IELTS journey, you've totally got this. See you in the next video.